Hello everybody, and welcome to the Airmech 1v1 Strike Down Tournament, sponsored by Carbon Games, presented by Grizzly Wing. We are on Game D of this series, Game D, featuring dudiobugtron and TubbyMonster. We are just getting loaded into the game here, and here we go, guys. Game is on. All the hype for the Strike Down 1v1 Airmech Tournament, sponsored by Carbon Games, presented by Grizzly Wing. $250 worth of prizes on the line. Let's get some hype going right now. We are on Duel. On the upper corner in the green, flying around in the Osprey, is TubbyMonster. His opponent for this match, flying around in the brand new Void Helix. In red, dudiobugtron. Neither one of these guys have pre-deployed anything, completely waiting out the countdown before the game even gets started. No soccer units whatsoever. They are going to go full-fledged hard onto the main middle outpost right off the bat. However, it looks like dudiobugtron oh no, wait, no, he is actually very interesting play here, guys. If you take a look, Dudio has used one of the artillery to shoot in towards the middle area, but he's using the second one to actually take out this Goliath on the side, using the advantage of that socket for the double fire to take it out very, very quickly and score all that extra experience points. Very, very interesting play right off the bat. Already now one level ahead of TubbyMonster. Still at level 1, still trying to go ahead and push in onto this outpost here. He has cleared out a little bit from the top. His creeps are trying to get through, but Dudio's got a great artillery setup right here, clearing it out himself. I'm really not too sure right now who's going to get this middle outpost. Great start to a fantastic tournament here, guys. These two guys are playing their hearts out for you right now. Little bit of artillery war going on here. We've got two artillery firing in this way from TubbyMonster. Two also firing and trying to take out everything that Dudio has. If Dudio did not have this jammer up, it could have been disaster for him right off the bat. That jammer for sure is really definitely saving him. However, if TubbyMonster does not get a jammer up himself, which he now just does, he could have been very, very vulnerable if Dudio would have turned those artillery in on him. So right now, it's sort of like the mid-battle is almost being forgotten about. If you look here, guys, the line is completely being drawn here, and the battle is completely happening over here instead. If you take a look here, guys, really, neither one of these players are really focused on the mid anymore. I mean, yes, Tubby's got two Geminis down here working out on clearing more neutrals. We finally got the creeps coming in. It is Tubby that will turn the outpost his color first. But there's just so much out here from Dudio. We've got 27 to 28 upkeep between these two players. No deaths yet for anybody. 14 built to 16 built. Level 1 heal to level 1 missiles. Level 3 to level 3. My God, these two guys are really just going at it. But it looks like a little bit right now that Tubby might be coming out on top. He's got more artillery down. He's making sure to keep these jammers online. And all of his artillery, as you can see, is firing in on Dudio. If Dudio does not get more artillery firing back in on him this way, this could very well become TubbyMonster's game right from the start. The question is can his units hold up, and does the finances hold up as well? Right now, we've got pretty much TubbyMonster broke. Dudio's still sitting on 20,000 credits right here. What is he going to do with them? He built up 3 Longhorns. He's bringing in some of those butchers. Oh, those butchers might actually cause some problems here for Tubby. Or not really. Those Geminis made fairly quick work, and with those ratchets down, any of the damage that was done is very quickly being healed back up. Right now, taking a look, I do have to give this a little bit to TubbyMonster here. Dudio may really want to consider either reworking his unit, getting some more artillery out on the field, or planning for a secondary line of attack, because Tubby is completely moving in, guys. Look at all these Geminis coming in. This is a hard push onto this factory. Dudio realizing this, he's deciding, you know what, I've lost this outpost already. Let me push out my units. Let me try to save them, keep them alive. And they're going to push in now on this area, which is virtually undefended. So we might just have an outpost-to-outpost trade here. Who would come out on top on that one? It's kind of hard to say. But Dudio with a great play, taking all of his artillery, sending it on these Geminis. You see here, those Geminis now have no jammer protection, no ratchets to heal them up, so they are doing massive amounts of damage to those Gemini tanks. And if TubbyMonster cannot do something about it quickly, he could lose everything right here, and this could really put Dudio on the top. So for those of you that bet on Dudio right now, cheer him on in the chat if you are watching live and not the replays on YouTube. If you bet on Tubby, Tubby needs your love and support right now. His push that was fantastic is starting to fall apart. Many of those Geminis have gone down. Only few remain here. He's even trying to stay alive, but he's getting too close to the the Goliaths, and with the Helix, it's just too much. Dudio with the kill. First actual blood on the map here. Dudio secures that kill, and is now trying to make sure that he can handle these Geminis before they do too much damage to his base. They are coming in here. We've got 2, 4, 6 Geminis pounding in on that base, but some of them did get pretty well damaged from that artillery initially firing in. Tubby trying to come in from his support, even brings in artillery to actually shoot the artillery onto the fortress, bringing in a single ratchet. That ratchet is virtually dead. Dudio now having to deploy his units, but the damage is real, folks. Look at the damage happening. Dudio secures a kill on TubbyMonster. That is what he needed to stay alive. If TubbyMonster was still able to be here and support his units and also work on destroying Dudio's units, it could have been very, very bad. Now he brings out those butchers. Those butchers completely effective because the tanks are focused on the fortress itself, and those 2 butchers with the longhorns just clear everything out. But the damage has been done, guys. Look at it right there. That is about 40% of the base health that's left. A lot of damage has occurred, but Tubby needs to be careful because, guys, there is the counter push. Look at this. The counter push is happening. The counter push is real, and Dudio trying to take advantage of it is also going to try to take this factory to re-secure ground on the other end, so that way it's just a factory for factory trade. TubbyMonster may not have realized it yet. The units are now in his radar, but they are now so close to his base, and he's only got Jackals in his queue. Jackals are not going to do that great against Longhorns and Butchers and Seekers and a Helix in there. This could be a GG for TubbyMonster. TubbyMonster needs to find an opening. He goes down. He goes down at a critical point. dudiobugtron, complete power play advantage, able to do all the damage that he wants to do. Now, he has not redeployed his units. Those units are shooting on the front door. The front door no longer does additional damage. If he was to pick up these Longhorns and spread some over here and some over here, there would be more damage coming in. He brings in additional Longhorns, but he forgets to set them onto base attacks, so the Longhorns are prioritizing anything except the fortress first. We've got a tiny little path going here from here to here. I'm not too sure of the path, but this is just unfortunate for TubbyMonster. Too much for him to handle. He will be eliminated from the tournament. dudiobugtron will move on to the next round. Congratulations and GG there to Dudio for a hard-fought, earned victory. So that, ladies and gentlemen, was Game D of the Air Mech Strike Down 1v1 tournament, sponsored by Carbon Games, presented by Grizzly Wing, brought to you by OPTV Live. Stay tuned for our next match.